twist my dick and call me a cinnamon roll, mother. Oh my God, it's a weenie. It's a weenie. Weenie! It's a walking hot dog. God damn. It's a weenie. It's a weenie. It's a walking weenie.
TLC posted a 1-minute clip about caffeine, and somehow the internet turned it into a full investigation of Baylen's diagnosis, her relationship, and whether Colin is secretly counting the days until he can escape. And honestly, the reaction says just as much about the audience as it does about Baylen. The preview shows Baylen and her fiancé, Colin, sitting outside in a sunny park. At first, it looks like a normal conversation. Colin is calm, Baylen is energetic, and then her vocal and physical tics begin escalating. She blurts out phrases like cinnamon roll mother, starts rhythmically repeating it's a weenie, and notices a woman walking a dachshund nearby. That is when walking weenie enters the chat. Baylen keeps repeating it while Colin sits beside her with the kind of expression that has viewers completely divided. Some people see patience, affection, and a man who understands that this is part of the person he loves. Others think they can detect frustration hiding underneath that smile. But hold on to that thought because Colin's actual response is important. He tells Baylen that his job is to be there and support her. He does not publicly scold her. He does not tell her to stop. He does not turn the moment into a dramatic argument for the cameras. Baylen then reveals the detail that ignited most of the controversy. She says she drank 2 energy drinks that day. Not 1, 2. She explains that caffeine is a major trigger for her tics, but she had recently returned from Myrtle Beach and was exhausted while trying to manage last-minute wedding planning. In other words, she knew caffeine could intensify her symptoms, but she felt she needed the energy to keep functioning. And that is where a lighthearted TLC preview became a moral courtroom. One side of the comment section immediately asked the obvious question. Why would Baylen drink 2 energy drinks when she already knows caffeine makes her tics worse? That criticism is not completely unreasonable. Baylen herself identifies caffeine as a trigger. Viewers are naturally going to question a decision that appears predictably make an already challenging situation more difficult. But some comments did not stop at questioning the energy drinks. They jumped straight to accusing Baylen of exaggerating, performing, or even faking her tics for attention. Several people claimed she appears able to control when the outbursts happen. Others said the symptoms seem more dramatic when cameras are present. And here's the contradiction nobody wants to acknowledge. Some viewers accuse Baylen of faking because they believe her behavior looks too controlled. Then, in the very next breath, they criticize her for not controlling it better. So which one is it? Is she supposedly controlling everything, or is she supposedly refusing to control anything? You cannot build both arguments at the same time without exposing that the conclusion was decided before the evidence was even considered. There were also people asking why Baylen's outbursts frequently involved unusual, suggestive, or attention-grabbing phrases. Other commenters responded by pointing to coprolalia, the symptom involving involuntary, socially inappropriate words or phrases. But this is where reality television creates a dangerous illusion. The audience sees a carefully selected 60-second clip. Producers know which moments are funniest, loudest, most surprising, and most likely to create engagement. TLC even captioned the post, "The extra caffeine is hitting hard." That framing matters. The network is not presenting a clinical overview of Baylen's entire day. It's presenting the most chaotic minute because chaos gets clicks. Then viewers watch that edited minute and decide it represents every second of her life. But while everyone was debating whether Baylen was being authentic, another issue was hiding in plain sight. The woman walking the dachshund was a real person standing nearby. One thoughtful viewer pointed out that even when an outburst is involuntary, the person on the receiving end may not understand what's happening. To that stranger, it could sound like Baylen is repeatedly shouting an insult directly at her. That doesn't mean Baylen intended to hurt anyone. It does mean there may be value in Colin or Baylen offering a quick explanation when circumstances allow. Intent and impact are not always the same thing, and recognizing the impact does not require pretending Baylen chose the words. That's the balanced conversation the internet rarely wants to have. People would rather choose between two extremes. Either Baylen can never be questioned about anything, or everything she does must be fake. Reality is more complicated. Baylen can have genuine involuntary tics and still make choices that viewers reasonably question, including consuming multiple energy drinks when she knows caffeine is a trigger. She can deserve empathy without being completely immune from criticism. At the same time, criticizing the caffeine decision doesn't give strangers permission to declare her diagnosis fraudulent based on a reality television preview. Then there's Colin. The comment section practically wrote an entire future divorce storyline from a few facial expressions. Some viewers called him a saint and praised how patient he appears. Others predicted he will eventually become exhausted by the relationship. A few even asked what will happen when the cameras disappear or when Baylen and Colin have children. That's a massive amount of speculation to place on one quiet smile. Could Colin sometimes feel overwhelmed? Of course he could. Any partner in any relationship can feel overwhelmed. But feeling tired, frustrated, or overstimulated doesn't automatically mean someone regrets the relationship. A healthy partnership is defined by how two people navigate those emotions together. From the material shown, Colin remained composed and supportive. Anything beyond that is interpretation, not evidence. And there's something uncomfortable about viewers praising Colin as a hero simply for dating Baylen. Calling him a saint may sound supportive, but it can also reduce Baylen to a burden he nobly tolerates. She's his partner, not a charity project. At the same time, the show clearly understands that their dynamic is a major part of the appeal. Baylen brings unpredictability and energy. Colin brings calmness and stability. It's the classic reality television contrast. The louder one creates the moment, the quieter one creates the reaction shot, and the audience fills in everything the edit leaves unsaid. The real controversy isn't just that Baylen drank caffeine, it's how quickly a playful clip encouraged strangers to debate whether she is genuine, whether Colin is secretly miserable, and whether their marriage is already doomed. TLC knew exactly what it was doing with that caption. The extra caffeine may have been hitting Baylen hard, but the engagement bait hit the comment section even harder. So where do you stand? Was it fair for viewers to question Baylen's decision to drink 2 energy drinks? Or did the criticism cross the line when people began accusing her of faking her condition? And do you see Colin's reaction as genuine patience, hidden frustration, or simply a man who already understands his fiancée? Drop your take in the comments, hit like and subscribe to Truth Talk Tribe for more reality television breakdowns where we examine what happened, what the edit wants you to believe, and the details everyone else missed.